Imagine this. A legend of motor racing, someone who's set records, dominated decades, suddenly finds himself on unfamiliar ground. Now imagine a fresh-faced newcomer, almost still a teenager, stepping into the very seat the legend once occupied. His successor, his rival. That is the stage for our story. Lewis Hamilton leaves Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team after years of domination and joins Scuderia Ferrari in a bid to rewrite his legacy. Meanwhile, Andrea Kimi Antonelli steps into Hamilton's former Mercedes seat, carrying his team's hopes, his mentor's faith, his own ambition. Suddenly, it isn't just about wins or podiums. It's about legacy, transition, pressure, and youth meeting experience under blazing spotlights. With 3 rounds left in the 2025 season, Antonelli has closed the gap to Hamilton in the standings, forcing Mercedes staff, Hamilton fans, and the entire F1 world to ask, is a changing of the guard already underway? In this video, we unpack the emotional journey, the stats, the behind-the-scenes drama, and what it all means. Strap in, this is more than a race, it's the passing of a torch or the fight to hang on to one. When Lewis Hamilton moved to Ferrari for 2025, it was more than a team change. It was a moment of reinvention. The man who claimed 7 world championships, over 100 wins and pole positions, now dons the red of Maranello, the prancing horse brand steeped in myth. Yet the season so far has been rough. According to stats, Hamilton has entered 19 Grands Prix this year, but still sits in 6th place in the standings, with 0 wins, 0 podiums, and 0 poles in 2025. His average qualifying position hovers around the mid-7s. His best race finishes top 5, but not the top step. The narrative here is twofold: a racing great seeking resurgence, and a team expecting elite returns. But instead of dominance, he faces inconsistency, tighter grids, and unyielding rivals. The question echoes in garages and fan halls alike. Can Hamilton recapture his old magic, or has the sport moved on? As the calendar ticks down, every race becomes a statement of legacy, of relevance, of whether this chapter can still add a shining page to Hamilton's story. Enter Andrea Kimi Antonelli, fresh from junior formulas, barely 18 years old, yet thrust into one of motorsport's highest-stakes seats at Mercedes. He became the youngest driver to score points for the team, the first Italian at Mercedes in F1, and in his debut, he even climbed from a qualifying position of 16th to a strong finish. His rookie season has had turbulence, mechanical woes, non-finishes, and pressure beyond the typical first-year driver. In mid-season, he candidly admitted, too many zeros scored. But in the last stretch, his progress has been unmistakable. For Mercedes, he represents youth, the future, and potentially a new era. Understand the emotional weight. The man who once occupied Hamilton's seat now watches the legend from the rearview mirror. The rookie drives not just for points, but to validate his promotion, his potential, and the bold gamble Mercedes made. And with every overtaking move, every steady lap, Antonelli is quietly staking his claim, not just as Hamilton's successor, but as a force in his own right. Pressure in F1 isn't just trackside. It lurks in engineering rooms, at strategy boards, in meetings between drivers and team principals. For Hamilton, the switch to Ferrari carried expectation and scrutiny. Could he deliver like he once did at Mercedes? For Antonelli, the gamble was enormous. He replaced a champion in a world champion team as one of the youngest drivers ever. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff had nurtured Antonelli for years, and Hamilton himself had publicly backed his successor. The team is emotionally invested in the rookie's rise, while Ferrari's staff count on Hamilton to lead the charge. Add to that the public gaze. Fans, media, pundits comparing past, present, and future. Each race weekend becomes a psychological battlefield. Mistakes matter more, triumphs feel bigger, and every glance at the scoreboard carries weight. Mercedes would feel a massive boost if Antonelli finishes ahead of Hamilton. It would symbolize transition done right, the new era beginning with momentum. Hamilton, on the other hand, is fighting not only for points but for relevance, respect, and remembrance. Every lap, every pit stop, every iteration of the car holds extra meaning in this high-stakes dynamic. Let's talk numbers and turning points. Hamilton entered 2025 with 0 wins, 0 poles, yet still managed 17 top 10 finishes in his 21 entries so far. Antonelli's rookie season shows mixed signs. He collected points early, then faltered mid-season with several 0-point rounds, yet rebounded with consistent finishes and his first podium. With 3 rounds remaining, the gap between them stands at roughly 26 points. Antonelli closes in fast. For Hamilton, the fact that he has no wins may feel jarring given his legacy. For Antonelli, the rookie milestone of finishing ahead of a legend could rewrite the rookie narrative entirely. The momentum has shifted. Mercedes sees signs of their future rather than the past. Hamilton's Ferrari era, still young, now must accelerate or risk being overshadowed. The dramatic arc of this season is no longer just finishing positions. It's the emotional swing from old guard to new blood, from established greatness to burgeoning talent. In the high-octane world of F1, such a shift isn't gradual, it happens fast and it hits hard. Behind helmets and cameras, there are personal stories. Hamilton began as a kid with dreams, became the greatest era-defining driver, and now faces a new chapter in his 40s. He's fighting for legacy, for purpose beyond trophies. Antonelli grew up watching F1 heroes, trained, worked, and now sits in the cockpit that once belonged to one of them. He is young, inexperienced, ambitious, and under immense pressure. There's an emotional poignancy in every handshake, every qualifying session, every moment the Mercedes engineers look to the rookie not just for speed but for promise. There's also a sense of honor in Hamilton's remarks. He once said that Antonelli was the guy the team should pick moving forward. That layered emotion, mentor and competitor, predecessor and challenger, is rare in sport. And for the fans, the story is relatable. Change is inevitable, heroes evolve, newcomers arrive. Whether you're Team Hamilton or Team Antonelli, you feel the tension, the hope, the fear of failure, and the thrill of potential. The shifting guard may just be one indicator that even the greatest must adapt or yield to the next generation. As the 2025 season hurtles to its conclusion, the ramifications are clear. If Antonelli finishes ahead of Hamilton, and it won't simply be one rookie outscoring one veteran, it will symbolize a generational handover. For Mercedes, it would validate their strategy of youth and long-term growth. For Ferrari, it will serve as a warning. Even legends can fade. For Hamilton, it's either a last stand or a reinvention. The larger implication: sport evolves, teams renew, and audiences witness the changing of the guard in real time. If you love narrative-rich stories, this one matches any blockbuster film. 2 drivers, 2 destinies, 1 track. So here's what to watch for. Qualifying pace: will Antonelli out-qualify Hamilton? Race finishes: will Hamilton claw a win before the season ends? Pit stop strategy drama: will the team gamble for youth or trust experience? Our emotions are tied to their stories. We root for the comeback, we root for the rising star, we root for meaning beyond machinery. As we await the final rounds, remember this moment. Whether you're a Hamilton loyalist or an Antonelli believer, the grand stage of F1 is delivering more than speed. It's delivering legacy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of F1's most compelling duels, hit that like button, subscribe for more The Celebs Expedition storytelling, and let me know in the comments, are you Team Lewis or Team Kimi? Who's carrying the future of Formula One? Until next time, buckle up, race fans.